Hey, it's Tina Douglas, and I am back with another episode of MOMager. I'm so excited today because I have a very special guest, and we are in her place. So we're on location. Check that. We're on location again with the MOMager show. So I have a young lady here by the name of Rosie. I still call her Rosie Michelle. She'll give you her information. Rosie, welcome to my show. So let me tell you a little bit about Rosie. Basically, Rosie started off as an assistant at a label, and she was Irv Gotti's assistant, and along came Ashanti, and he was like, okay, I love your style, you have swag, I need you to style Ashanti. And that's how it went down. So Rosie is responsible for the fashion look of Ashanti from day one. And she always looked at me as like a second mom. She was already my third daughter. And I just wanted to give you a little background on who she is and how we're so intertwined. This music industry, and when you do become a mom and you decide you want to manage your kids, you might be in this situation. So, because Rosie and I have reversed roles. She now owns this store, but she has 3 children. And her daughter today, her name is Liel. So I'm going to introduce you to Rosie Michelle.
Hi, Ben Altaba now, right?
Now she's been a Talbot. So tell me a little bit about you.
Tell you a little bit about me that you don't already know. Well, meeting you from back then, when I just started out, I worked at for Irv Gotti at the record label, and Ashanti came with MOMager. I still can't believe it. This name was like, back then, I remember her coming in, and Irv was like, a MOMager, come over here right now. And she inspired me. Like when we first started the relationship, I just saw how dedicated you were for your daughters.
Yeah.
To me, that was everything to me. Just watching your dedication and how loyal you were, because being a MOMager is not easy. And now that the roles are reversed, I see exactly what it takes to be an amazing mom that you are.
Well, I appreciate that, and I always told Rosie, I said, you know what? I said, you don't see it now. You might feel it, but you won't really feel it until you have your own children. Was I right?
Were you right? You see what I look like? I'm exhausted. Even though it's not fair because she still looks like she's 21.
Thank you. It's keeping up with those Douglases, Shanti and Shia. But speaking of which, I understand that your daughter, Liel, she likes to dance. And I'd like to just bring her in. I know she's running around somewhere. Liel! Come on in, honey. This is the beautiful Liel. Sit with your mom. So basically, this is her daughter. Now, Liel, what is it you like to do? You like to what?
Dance.
Dance. She likes to dance. What inspired you to dance? Like, why do you like to dance?
I watched a lot of videos when I grew up, and I really like music. So I just like, it feels good to do. I like it.
She likes it. So now, Rosie, I'm going to assign you as a part of the MOMager crew. You will be the MOMager, and you will manage your daughter when she needs dance videos, because you know Ashanti always needs girls, so you never know.
Yeah,
So,
it depends. With Ashanti, I'll do it, but I'm telling you right now what me and you were talking about.
Yeah.
Again, the job and all the things that I've seen that me and Ashanti were just talking about. Like, I always tell her that it's not as easy as it looks.
It's not.
And all the stuff that you have to go through in life, and you have to have thick skin.
Yes.
As a MOMager and as a kid. You have to teach your daughter, and I always watched all the discussions and all the prep talks that you would have with your daughters.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm doing the same. And we'll see what she's gonna end up doing. You know, I'm not rushing it. Let
She's
her
not
get her
pushing
education.
it. Right.
Let her get her education. Just like you always told me when they were born, put them in modeling, do this, do that. And I said, whenever things are meant to be, it will just go with the flow.
It'll
and I want her
happen.
to want it. I don't want it to be anything that I'm pushing at all.
100%. And Rosie makes a good point, and I continually say this. I continually say, do not try to live vicariously through your kids. This must be something they want to do. And she looks happy when she says it. When that smile lights up her face, it makes me know that she's making a decision, and whatever she decides, Rosie is going to support her. So I'd like to thank you
If
guys.
I won't, you will.
Give me a
I
kiss.
love you.
Mwah, love you too. Mwah. And thank you for coming by.
Thank
we
you
have
so
another guest coming by in a few minutes. Take care. See you in a few. And we are back. We are back with another special guest. And I'm here today with Michelle Freed, who happens to be a very good friend of Rosie's. And Michelle and Rosie are friends through their children. So Liel and her daughter Danny are good friends. So Michelle, tell me a little bit about yourself and your relationship with your daughter.
So we're very close. She's the light of my life, and she definitely has so much personality to bring to my life. I love her.
So if she said to you, Mom, I want to be a singer, I want to be a dancer, I want to be an actress, because I actually spoke with her, and she's interested in singing. Well, not so much singing, but dancing and acting. So in acting, you may do a little singing, but if she decided to do that, would you support her, or would you say, I don't like that business? What would you do?
I'm definitely a little bit skeptical, but I think I would support her and see how it goes and help her follow that path if that's really what she chooses to do.
Okay, so there you have it. This is a young lady that is about to have a little bambino. She has another son, correct?
Yes.
And she is the mom of a daughter that is close with her, but she also wants to dance, and she also wants to act. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to bring her daughter in, just like I brought Liel, and let her speak. Danny, come on in, sweetie. This is Danny. So tell us your name.
Danny.
And tell us what you like to do.
I like to dance.
You like to dance? And why?
Well, I like music. I like to, I have a lot of energy, and that helps me take care of that.
Good, good. So I just wanted to give you guys an example in the beautiful place that Rosie owns, how things can escalate. Danny has one brother already,
Yes.
and another sister coming, and her mom's hands are full. However, if she says if Danny says to her mom, Mom, I want to really be an actor, based on what Michelle said, she would be skeptical, but she would try it. So think about that, my audience. I'm so happy to have these two special people here today. And maybe a little later on, her and Liel can give a little demonstration of how they like music and dance so much. Okay? Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you. And we will be back again in a couple of minutes with another special guest. I'm excited. MOMager. Hi, and I'm back with another special guest near and dear to my heart. I have here Tamika Douglas.
Hi, how are you?
I always say she's a sister from another mother because we have the same last name. So I'm so proud of this woman here. She supports her son in everything he does. So her son's name is Douglas, and what we do here is we let you know what it feels like to think about going into the business like the other two ladies, Rosie and Danielle's mom, Michelle. But now you're going to meet someone that is already in the business, and her son is incredible. So tell us a little bit about Douglas and what he's doing and what he's done in the past.
Okay, well, Douglas Baldeo is currently playing the principal role of Fletcher in The Bodyguard, starring Deborah Cox at the Pocono Playhouse. He was in Kinky Boots on Broadway with Tony winner Billy Porter, and toured on Motown playing young Michael, young Berry Gordy, and young Stevie Wonder.
Oh my God. Like, to me, as a mom and a manager, and original MOMager, you guys know I always say that, I feel she is the epitome of a MOMager. She stuck to it. She had pitfalls, just like everyone else. And Douglas has a brother. There's a sibling involved
Yes,
here.
there is. And Douglas is actually going to be going on tour with the bodyguard in January, and I'm going to be staying behind to give his brother Nathaniel some of that attention that I had to bestow on him for him to realize his dream.
That is another point. When there's a sibling involved, you have 2 kids. I have 2 girls. You know, I have Ashanti, I have Shia, and it's a lot. It's a lot of anguish that you go through because you have to balance. I remember when Ashanti was at the Grammys, we were at the Grammys one night and I was on the red eye the next night because Shia was in middle school doing a play. She played Jan in Grease.
Oh.
And I went from the Grammys to backstage at middle school, high school parking lot, and then right inside the theater. It was amazing, but you go from here to there because you have 2 kids
Yes.
and you love them both the same.
Yes.
So you know what? Now we're going to bring Douglas in because I'm really touched by Douglas because I've watched him on YouTube. I've watched him grow. I've seen through his mom's eyes. She's had the same journey I have had, and hers is going to get even longer and longer. So why don't we bring Douglas in? Come in, Douglas. Everyone, this is Douglas.
Come on, that babe.
Yes, and your mom's mic is right here, so lean that way so you can talk into her mic. Move your hair.
Okay.
This is a reality show, so we're real here. So basically, Douglas, tell me a little bit about what you do and what you like best.
I'm a triple threat. I do dance.
Wait,
singing,
stop
and
it.
acting.
This right here, everybody has to understand what he just said. He said he's a triple threat. That means
Acting, singing, and dancing. All 3. And I'm passionate about it because it's what I want in a career and it's what I'm really focused on. I'm not focused on, being with my friends out late at night, partying and stuff. I'm focused on what I want to do in the future. I want to be an Academy Award winner, Oscar winner.
and you will be. I said that a few minutes ago.
Yeah. It's just, you have to focus a lot. You can't let any distractions come into your head. That's why you always have to keep your family together. And now that I'm going to be going on tour with The Bodyguard, I think it's going to be a huge thing because The Bodyguard was such a big movie. It was with Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner, and now Deborah Cox is playing Rachel Marin.
That's what I wanted you to tell. Deborah Cox is in this it's traveling, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's going to
Oh.
be playing my mom, and I'm going to
Oh,
be
my
playing
God.
her son Fletcher.
So this is what I mean, audience. Like, this is something that you might be thinking about doing. You might be a mom that wants to manage and you're afraid. It's okay. I was afraid, and I was lucky. But it's not about luck. It's about
Dedication.
100% dedication,
Sacrifice.
being focused,
Yes.
sacrificing. It's in your heart. You really want to do it, make it happen. Ashanti has a song on her album, the first Ashanti album, called Dreams. Follow your dreams. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't do
Yes.
what you want to do.
Yes.
And I always tell you guys that. And if you're thinking about ever managing, or maybe you don't want to manage, you want someone else to do it, but you know your child is talented, because there are agents, there are other managers.
Exactly.
But honestly, that wasn't for me. I had to be there for my child, just like she is here for Douglas.
And I mean, I wanted to point out, like, in the Douglas does a lot of musical theater. So with acting, they make it difficult for parents to procure employment for their children. So you have to go through an agent in order to procure employment. But there have been so many opportunities that he has gotten as a result of his talent. Like, he got to perform with Mariah Carey. He's been in the parade. He did Miscast, which went viral and has over 2 million views on YouTube. He's just been able to do so much, even perform with Alicia Keys. So those are things outside of acting that he's been able to do as a result of my networking.
And you had no idea.
Yeah.
You pushed.
Yes,
Did you
I
not?
did. And I got a lot of flack from my parents. Some people mocked me. They made fun of me. They tried to discourage me, but I knew that, and I saw something special in my child and then decided to pursue it. So I encourage all parents to make sure you invest in your child. Support them because you never know what can happen. To see my son performing and singing a duet with Deborah Cox on stage just made me cry and melt.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's another thing. That's not going to stop. I just said that.
Yes.
You still, like he did Kinky Boots, he did a couple
Yeah.
of other things, and now he's doing The Bodyguard, and she's still melting and crying.
Yes, because in this show, he gets to showcase all of his talents. Like in Motown, it was more dancing, you know?
What
but in
did you
this
call it?
I said triple threat, dancing, singing.
Yeah.
dancing.
Triple threat.
Yes, because in The Bodyguard, he gets to act a lot more. So you see the maturity in his training,
So
the
different.
growth. It's so different.
different.
And he's dancing and he's singing. So to see him bring all of his skills and talent together, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Amazing. So I just want to thank you guys for coming by. I am always impressed by you. You remind me of myself. Of course, I love Douglas because he's so poised, he's so articulate, so knowledgeable, and he's more important, so focused.
Yes.
So think about it, people. Please, you want to manage your kids, you want to learn about it, you come to the MOMager show because I'm going to tell you. But I'm not only going to tell you, I'm going to show you
Yes.
and give you
It can
examples.
happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
It's not a fluke.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. Come back next time for my next episode of MOMager. I want to show you what it's like to be a mom and a manager, and we're going to continue from here. Tina Douglas signing off. Hey, welcome to another episode of MOMager. I am so elated and excited about this person that's sitting next to me. I know him as Yossi. And I'm going to tell you a little story. Basically, you met Rosie. Rosie was my third daughter. She met her husband-to-be, Ophir. And then Ophir had a beautiful family of brothers and sisters, and he had this beautiful younger brother named Yossi. And it's in the eyes, Chico. When you see the eyes on this kid, amazing. But he was always beautiful. To the point, he was always talented. And at the tender age of, I think around 9 or 10, we had him perform with Ashanti at her Grammy performance when she got her Grammy. And let me introduce Yossi, who now that he's an adult, he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. Yossi, give me a hug. I got to hug you. I really fell in love with him when he was a young child. And now he is an adult and he is a 100% professional dancer. So tell us what you're doing. Tell us, first of all, what they're calling you now.
Well, I go by Yoshi. Yoshi's been a nickname for a while now. I think my neighbors made it up because they couldn't pronounce Yossi.
Ah.
Your family, so you could say it, right?
Yossi, that's right. I love that name.
But as of now, I mean, the Grammy Awards was like a blessing for me because it gave me the confidence to show that I have an opportunity. I have all this, I have this to work on, to chase for, and it's what I put in work. It's why I'm sitting there and I'm taking class every day and I'm doing performances and I'm studying as much as I can because you see it. You see the bigger picture.
You see the bigger picture. And basically, I've been following him since he was a child. And even from the time that I first met him, he had no fear to get on the stage. He was there were thousands of people in the audience, no fear. And then something as simple as a wedding. He was on the dance floor for hours and smashed everybody. And I'm a dance instructor from years ago, and I saw it in him. What is it that you like best about what you do now?
It's something that lets me, feel right with itself, I guess. I'm very expressive. I feel very strongly. And a lot of things, it just doesn't match up with. So with dance and even just being able to express and open up and paint my own pictures, something I've been driving for a long time.
I love that. I love painting my own pictures. He's expressing himself. Now, he's not necessarily managed by his mom or dad, but Rosie has a lot to help with encouragement and support. His brother Ophir encourages and support. he goes back and forth and does a lot of traveling. I've seen you in LA, right? You're doing a lot of things in LA. And I saw recently you did a commercial or something, which I loved. And some of the things like if you like the back in the day 80s pop dancing and hip hop dancing, he kills it without a doubt. So tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Well, I've been going out to this place called Funk Box every Sunday. And you have like all the OGs in the dance scene, Tony Touch, Rudy Ray, and he's my mentor now, but Eddie Morales, who's Justin Timberlake's choreographer, Janet's choreographer. And he saw me kill it at one of these parties and he took and ever since then I've been going to take his class, I've been showing up to every performance. I've been just, hustling and showing him that I'm ready to work. And then, one day he's like, yo, I have a commercial for you. And it's like, I got to work with Michael K. Williams. And
Wow.
Michael K. Williams. And it's like, it just taught me that if you're consistent and you truly believe in it, it's always gonna come. You just have to really be patient.
And believe in yourself. That's another thing, because he could have had, not necessarily haters, but people say, why are you bothering to do that? You're doing all this dancing, but in your heart, you believed in yourself to keep moving forward, correct? And like I said before, he doesn't necessarily have a momager or a dad, but he does have an agent. Tell them a little bit about what you feel comfortable with, because now you have an agent. Do they protect you? Do they send you out on gigs? Tell us a little bit about having a manager versus your mom or dad doesn't necessarily, hi.
Hey, little baby.
It's real.
He's gonna come hang out with us.
So go right ahead. Tell us a little bit about your agent.
Well, it actually took me, because my training is unorthodox. I come from, I don't know, I never really had the right direction for the industry-wise. I always had Ophir and I had Rosie, but, they're already on a different level that they didn't really have enough time to invest. But it's all right. It taught me to do it on my own, and it took me about 3 years. I was auditioning for Block, for Clear Talent, and MSA. And finally, JC actually is my new agent from MSA. He saw me out in LA and he's like, I see you everywhere now. I see that you're pushing, that you're hustling and stuff. Take my
And you
card.
see that talent too, you know?
The talent came, there was always talent and there was always raw talent. But now it was, all right, are you going to be a professional or are you just going to be
A street dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want
Street dance is the art and the love for
Yeah.
it, but now I also needed to understand, how to pick up somebody's picture. If I wanted to perform on stage for an artist, I can't just go and do my own thing. I have to know what they want.
Exactly.
So I'm learning.
So there's a little bit about moms that manage their daughters or sons, moms that are thinking about managing their daughters and sons. And then we have a gentleman here that started with raw talent, with not necessarily professional skills, but had the talent and needed to mix the two. Yoshi was able to do that, and now he's headed in a different direction at a new level.
Platform to platform.
Exactly. So I want to thank you for coming by.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
I just want everybody to understand that we're at Lollipop. Lollipop, you can hear the noise, you can see the kids. It's a wonderful place. This is his sister-in-law's and his brother's place, and he supports them, and it's all about having a support system, And I think that is very, I think that is very, very helpful with everyone to have a good support system. So thank you for stopping by the MOMager Show. I really appreciate it. I hope you learned something. Yossi, thank you again. Give me a hug.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you so much. And we'll be back next week with another episode of MOMager. Yes.